training all on PM only lah. Project
management coaching, and then last time I used to do ITO, business consulting, so in my agile. So in my hands I got 5-6 products. Right, thank you very much for your time, Mr. Chen, Mr. Kelvin, for coming this morning. My name is Michael Kam. I'm a certified HRDC trainer on the process to become an accredited trainer. So this is one of the requirements to become HRDC certified. Today's product, the next 3-4 hours, what you're going to be focusing is on two things. One is understanding who we are. So, and then the other thing is using the concept of project management. That's why I call it project management series to manage our future. So today's course is basically on mentoring and coaching development. Who are we mentoring and coaching? Basically, it's two things. One is ourselves, outside in. What does the outside world look to us? And then number two, inside out. What can we do? Yes, as seniors. Because I believe most of us, I think our average age is above 50. So we as people working in industry more than 20 over years, 25 years. What can we give back to our juniors for the next generation who are coming into this market? So just a brief output of who I am. My name is Michael Kam. I did my PMP. Okay. Okay, I think different screen. Okay, sorry. Sometimes technical happen. Okay, sorry. I will do the. I think I need to do something there. Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, all right. Thanks for your time. Sorry for the short intersession. I've been working for about 23 years now. I did my PMP at 2010. So I've been diligently paying PMI for the last 4 cycles. Prince 2 was done in 2003. Basically from experience, I'm a mechanical engineer by training, by education. I studied in Japan. I speak Japanese, Korean, and also I'm Cantonese by dialect. My first job was as an engineer in production line, electronics group for 3 years. After that, I was working in business consulting line. So I was in a Dutch consulting firm. We worked with HP, and then based on that, they had a product called ITSM, IT Service Management. They use this for operations and strategic operation design. So there's something called help desk, service desk. So there are 3 parts to this. One is the tool, one is the education, the training process. The other one is the business consulting part. So I was doing all 3. So most of the market for this was in India. So between 2003 and 2008, I went to India 30 times. Every other state in India, whenever there's an HP office. So I trained 4,500 students back then. Across India, I speak a bit of Hawaii, so I went to China, then Japan because I speak Japanese. So ASEAN a lot included. So what have I done? So basically in my whole career, I've been focusing on 2 things. One is educating people on the essence, importance of being trained, the ability to continue learning. The second thing is myself as a professional, as a service provider. When I went into project management after 2010, I was working in IBM Malaysia. So we handle small to medium to large scale projects. So what did we do? Over the years, I did business consulting, project management, but the essence, at the end of the day, at this age and time, I came to realize 3 things that are most important in life. First one is your health. As long as your health is good, you can do most things. So today's topic basically is project manage our life. What would your life be involved in? What have we done over the last 23 years or for the next 23 years? What is my expectation of my life? And I'm trying to bring this out to the clients. Number 2 is from the essence, the knowledge that I've gained, how do I give back to the society? So health is important. Without health, you cannot maintain continuity. Number 2, the knowledge that we've gained throughout our lives. What can we do to impart this to the next generation? The third one is, of course, the business continuity. We can't earn all this money in this world, but as long as I can give a certain portion in terms of in cash or kind. My other hobby is Rotary. Rotary, they do this social work. So Besides, well, we don't have much funds, but the Rotary Club, the Rotary on Myanmar group, which I'm part of, we do social work for the Can Survive, Cancer Society, and then Alzheimer Foundation, and also for this SCAS, which is a Spastic Center. So for all those cerebral palsy children. Yeah. So thank you for participating this morning. So the intention and agenda for today is like this. I know all of you are experienced people. Let's say for an intern, the topic will be slightly different. But today's topic is relevant to any person, any age. Yeah. Why? Because it talks about life, it talks about coaching and project management, which ultimately everyone will be involved. So we have some activities. The first one is called SWOT analysis. Are you all familiar with this word SWOT? What does it stand for? What do you think? Mr. Kelvin, what does SWOT stand for?
It's strength and weakness.
Yes, please. Okay, alright, that it stands for strength, weakness, opportunity, threats. So actually SWOT is a long-term, this has been in the market for a very long time. It talks about how do we analyze what's the current and the future assessment of a certain situation. It can be business orientation, it can be a certain weakness or fallacy or a design issue. Whether it can be a product, it can be a system, it can be a condition. Yeah. So we're going to do some activities. Today it's not just all lecture. So out of the next 3 hours plus, yes, about 40 to 50% is hands-on. Yeah. Do you all like hands-on? You all like to participate? Yeah. Which is why we have to do the video session, we have to do the paperwork, and there's a lot of this basically designed as a workshop. Yeah. The second thing is about a grow model. Grow model is a concept very famous in coaching. Yeah. I'll share more on this when we get there. The third one is about marketing yourself. Many, I believe, Mr. Chen, Mr. Kelvin, all of you are from IT services, consulting background, operations. Just one question. From an IT or professional engineer or even a solution person yourself, how familiar are you with marketing? There is the product itself, there is the hands-on solving problems, yes. But there's another concept out there in the business called marketing. How has, in your opinion, how much do you think marketing has influenced you? Or you, let's say, as a sharing, how often or how much effort have you, or how much experience have you got involved in marketing? Mr. Chen?
In technical side, zero.
I see. Because you are a technical expert for that. Yes.
0%.
Yes.
If you got about the knowledge, maybe study before.
Yes.
Maybe 20 to 30%.
I see. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. Mr. Kelvin, yourself?
My job scope is like Chen is more technical.
Technical, yes.
So I'm working in the environment. It's a corporate environment that's very functional. So what we have to do is what we have to deliver. Other than that, we are doing the marketing ourselves. It's not required for us to be there.
I see. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Yes. One intention of today's topic, was project manage ourselves. Yes. So of course, like Sun Tzu says, art of war. Know yourself, know your enemy. Yes. You win the war. Know yourself without knowing the enemy, you win only partially. Not knowing yourself, not knowing who the enemy is, we lose the battle. So bottom line, why are we here? So the whole thing is identifying what's in it for us. Identify SWOT analysis, first analyze who we are, open up inside, yes. Grow, identify a coaching mechanism. How do we coach ourselves? In return, how do we extend to reach out to people outside there? The third one, once you know all the basics yourself and outside, yes, then we find how do we reinvent ourselves, to repackage, to market ourselves. There's a video on this by Steve Jobs. And then the last one, create an action plan. So all together, we're going to be doing a bit of exercise today. Okay, before we continue, let's do a quick icebreaker. I believe you've heard a little bit of me. Can you, I give you, you will have about 1 minute. Can you please think about the next few concepts? Can you please mention your name, your background, yes? What have you been doing for the last 25, 30 years in your career, yes? What would you like to do for the next 20 plus years of your life? What would you like to, how would you like to change your life and the people whom you would like to influence? Can you share some of this? All right, you can write this down, you can think of this. 1 minute, please. Yeah, all right, carry on, sir. Right. Thank you for your time. Can we have some sharing? Would Kelvin like to start?
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Kelvin. I've been involved in the IT profession for more than 23 years.
Wow.
So I started my career from the software development. Then I moved on to the business analyst, project management. Now I'm doing my own solutions. So all this while, I've been actively involved in the technical part of the job scope, and I've done many types of system project and the development before, mainly from the corporate to the SME field. I have a knowledge in the ERP, I have a knowledge in the banking and stockbroking, and now I'm venturing my own solution, which is the ERP now.
Fantastic.
So what I want to do next and what I'm doing now currently.
Expectations?
Yeah, my expectation. Okay, currently I talk about the current situation, what I'm doing now. I find that this is very challenging journey for me to venture into my own solution. Also, working in the employment is a different spectrum and perspective.
Yes.
So you're just doing your own things and you don't involve too much on the overall the ownership of the business. And now I'm running my own solution. Then there are many things I need to cover and more things to manage. But eventually, it benefits me as a whole because I enjoy what I'm doing. Unlike the previous the previous the company,
yes.
The working environment is completely different, which is more functional and controlled environment, but always have more freedom and flexibility to do what I like. And in the next 10 years, what is my goal? I would say that I want to have a work-life balance. Continue to do what I'm enjoying doing, and hopefully the Bible solution that I'm doing now, if one day it could be go to the next level, it could be recognized in the market and used in the market and help the SME company, particularly in manufacturing, to help them to grow their business, to transform their factory into a smart factory. Moving forward to the industry 4.0, which is ERP is one of the important systems for them to manage their operation. And of course, I want to have spend more time with the family and continue to maintain a healthy lifestyle and have a good, always in a good health condition.
I see. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you, Chen. Chen, would you like to share with us? Yeah.
Okay, my name is Wilson Chen.
Thank you, Wilson. Yes, can see more of you. Yes, very nice.
I have a working knowledge in auditing before.
Yes.
Because I'm a graduate from the CIMA.
I see. Wow. Okay.
CIMA. After working in audit firm for 5 or 6 years, then I changed to the IT line.
Okay.
IT line is working more than 30 years. So all the while my life is working involved in the share capital market solution. From then I move on to previously working for Sign Security. Now after that move to Silverleg for the application development system analyst.
Yes.
So after more than 10 years in working in Silverleg, majority is all on technical stuff, all the system application module and system development, all this. Now currently on a retirement age, so have to planning for doing a different thing. Now more involved in the industrial 4.0.
I see.
4.0 thing, and then actually to have Kelvin to do some of the system system development for the industry to move from both the SME to the smart manufacturing company.
I see.
That's all.
How do you find how do you think of some of the perhaps your own strategy? How do you want to give back to society?
Because if I move from the different programming from the industry for the capital market to this industry 4.0,
yes,
the type of technical thing is different.
Yes.
The programming also different.
Yes.
So currently I'm also learning.
I see.
From the new environment.
I see.
So I have to get used to it. Maybe another 1 or 2 years time.
I see.
From then maybe thinking of going for a new tube. Maybe
new courses,
new courses.
Online courses.
Online courses or what.
I see. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for sharing. I really appreciate your kind telling us from your heart. Basically, all of us are in the same predicament. What was the predicament? In this VUCA, in this time of change, extreme change, extreme volatility, uncertainty, change in the environment that changes too often, and where we have no ability to grasp what's coming in the future. So, in fact, they ask a lot of professional experts, what do you see in the next 3 to 5 years? So, some like the CEO of even Google, Sundar Pichai himself said, I can't even see next month. You ask me to tell you what's 2023, I cannot know, because the industry is not just what's happening. It's not parallel anymore. It's not as hyperbolic. A lot of things that is supposed to happen 10 years from now already happened today. The IT infrastructure, if you notice, MCO brought about the digital wave. Nobody knew this 2020 March, but when it came, all of us were caught unprepared. So the whole essence of why we are doing this, is from unstructured, unsystematic, unprepared, reactive to become proactive. How to become proactive? What do we need to do? So there are 3 things we need to do today. First, identify where we are. Where do we want to be? First, we do the SWOT analysis, find out where we are. Where do we want to be is where we will come up with we learn the coaching techniques. So there are 2 techniques today. One is GROW. Another one I will maybe introduce is called OSCAR. And then the other one is how do we get where we want to be? We look at the marketing video from Steve Jobs. Although the man is no more here, but 30 years ago when he made this video, it's very present because this is an evergreen classic. Why a product has to be designed that way. I think Kevin, you're in product design. I think you also make plenty of products and touched plenty of systems before. So you'll be able to see how a product from design stage even to production stage, even after its life, even end of life, the next product or in this product framework, how should an ultimate user-friendly, product-friendly design should be. So we will go there. First and foremost, just please.
Talk about this Apple, their key strategy is simplicity.
Exactly. So we will try to identify. But I think perhaps you all know, to be simple, there's a lot of effort going in to make it very simple. A lot of people think, try to, I've been a consultant all my life, so they say when you do consulting, sorry if I sound too direct, you must first con and insult, if possible, the customer, but that's not the way it should be. What essence of what we're trying to do is identify and guide the customer, what the SWOT is. First identify where the strength is, and then the weakness, identify why are the areas where we can improve, and then do the threats, which is the next, hope you can see. Is it? Yeah. For this distance. So what we're trying to do here, ladies and gentlemen, based on, we're now going to do an exercise. The time check is 10 o'clock. So what we're going to do for the next 20 minutes, if you can write down on the paper slides, what you all can do is, on your piece of paper, A4, you make it a landscape, and then you draw a line between. Your paper, you just draw one plus. On new piece of paper, best is use a middle envelope. Right? So if you can help, this way, you draw this way. Okay. Alright, so if you can, please write down SWOT. On top SW, can you change the other way around? Yes, because you have more things to write this way. The top you write SW, at the bottom you write OT. Okay. What's the expectation? The intention of this analysis? This is about, it's not about your company or your who you work for, it's about yourself. Yeah? So we're trying to identify, yes, areas. Of course, these are some examples. Things your company does well, quality separate you, internal resources, tangible assets. These are some examples of what the strength is. So for example, please write down what do you think your strengths are from skill point of view, from the people point of view, who you, how you became who you are. Yeah. On the weakness aspect, right now, things perhaps there are some certain areas of improvement, anger management, yeah, finance. Yeah. Think of your competitors, how things your competitors do better than you, resource limitation, clear unique selling proposition. So these are some areas where you think perhaps are areas that certain areas need to be improved. But this paper, you don't. We will do some quick sharing later on, but you don't need to tell everything. Certain things, personal things, you don't need to say. But if you feel that these are things worthy of explaining, you can. Opportunities talks about any areas for improvement. You've noticed that in my life, yes, although this is who I am, this is how I behave or what I'm made of, but there are areas that I see I am actually quite useful for the industry, for the market, for my family, for my life. So areas of opportunities, for example, underserved markets, fewer competitors in my area, emerging need for products, press media coverage. So this is actually a spot for business operations, but for example, areas that you think that you can actually add value back to the society. Yeah. A threat would mean something that is causing you will be a setback, something will be a stopper. So for example, emerging competitors, changing regulatory environment, negative press coverage, changing customer attitudes. So basically, we want to do a snapshot where we are and where we want to be. Yeah. Right. So when you're doing this, I'll do some QC check on the IT system. Thank you.
Opportunity. Opportunity is more important than the strength of business. As long as you have opportunity, then you will take it.
Fully agree. Yes, yes. Which is the reason why today being a small tutorial, and then all of us are many years of experience from different angles approach. So we do more like what do you call it? Knowledge sharing, like a brainstorming kind of exercise. In fact, to answer your question, one of the things in the industry where how do we solve even like the startup issues, they normally use gap analysis. Even in Apple, the product design team, what I've read over the years, how Steve Jobs ran his company, they do a lot of these brainstorming activities. Because being Americans, they're all very casual. They don't have like Japanese, very formal, must go through the structure. Because that's another thing. If you're familiar, because American style is very flexible, they want speed. And sometimes, very often, their marketing comes first. So this is the way sometimes product culture, company culture affects the way a certain product is designed. Because sometimes, actually, in the market, I think you all know, IT people, some Chinese products, Japanese products, they were actually brilliant products. The problem is the marketing. And then some of these, I'm not saying Americans are good or because their style is they advertise the product. Even the product not there, they start advertising, selling. So the brand awareness becomes very strong. Then the thing is the product finished? Hang on, the product still relevant. Then they delay like Tesla. They're very good at doing this. So and then finally the product works or not, nobody knows. But everybody is bought, sold, money already come out to book the car. The Tesla car. So this is somehow the way things are done in the industry. Why we are doing this? Because we want to identify what's in it for us, why we are here. I know what we are. Take the mirror, look at ourselves. And then later on, use this opportunity to give back to what the market for our future generation in Malaysia or in the region. Okay, thanks. Would we like to start, or Chen, you'd like to start us?
Okay.
Can you share with us some of the things, your findings? Thank you.
Okay, for my side, the SWOT, under the SWOT strength,
yes,
I think is in the IT field, I think it's technical knowledge on my personal particular side is more on in a software term technical stuff, because you have a default in different programming, right?
Yes.
You have to specify, because there are so many type of languages.
Yes.
So you have to specify to certain, maybe 2 or 3 programming language only. So you are very good in that particular language. It means for me it's a technical knowledge of that particular language. I mean, for me, another is self-confidence. Because if you give us that language we are familiar to, we have no problem, because you are experienced on that particular language.
Yes.
So other strength is on the more on the web technology, or knowledge of the social media, again, for the best practice.
I see.
So the item for the second item is weakness is I think lack of advanced knowledge, because sometimes for solving some particular problem, not only sometimes you have no 100% of the knowledge, so you need to do a research on other specific some module subsection that you haven't done before, because the area is so wide.
Yes.
Some of them is lack of immediate in learning new software, because you are familiar with that type of technology. Because of time constraint,
Yes.
you may not have the time to learn new, because the IT world is changing so fast.
Yes.
If you want to catch up, you must have to spare some previous time.
Yes.
After you can, maybe after work you have to start doing some research on other things. You see.
Yes.
For the opportunity, I think this one is actually quite a lot.
Can you share with us? These are all
because
potential opportunities.
For IT, if you know the deep, now is the word computer AI thing. If you know that area, the business need is more. The area is more. They need more a lot of expert, because it's just only come up quite recently, and it's maybe last 5 or 6 years time.
Yes.
So now actually 5 or 6 years time, the technology is not there.
Exactly.
After 5 or 6 years, it's so much thing happening.
Yes.
You know, all the IT vision in IT line, in industry line, you can do a lot of actually computer vision things.
Yes.
It's so fast after 5 years. So if you want to catch up with that technology, so you actually have to spend a lot of time to do the R&D, because you are from zero knowledge.
Yes.
Because you are not that type of expert, because sometimes they do a lot of this involved in those computer science. Maybe last time the actually out of track already.
Yes.
It's not cannot catch up with unless you are involved in the AI industry. So it different is a different field, all involved in mathematics. So the other one is track, because as I said before, this type of line, IT line is changing very fast.
Yes, exactly.
As a highly fast pace. So if they have a lot of already competitor there, that means a high number of already met professional, and they have a high job competition with you. But if you are too late, your action is too slow, you are maybe out of job.
In your case, you have almost more than 30 plus years experience with competitors, right? So what do you think?
Actually, we are not.
Tons of experience.
We are not. Because my job is not doing. My job is just doing programming. I'm not involved in the marketing side.
I see.
Actually, we don't have the inside our group there is no computer.
I see.
So it's the job passed to us. We just complete the things.
I see.
So our I think the threat here is not that huge.
I see.
Actually, no threat here.
I see.
Actually the job passed back to us. We just complete the job.
I see. Okay. Thank you so much.
Because unless you are go to the high level, maybe the company level,
yes,
you can see because they have a competitor,
yes,
for doing the same project.
Yes, I see. Thanks for sharing. I appreciate very much your sharing your opinion and experience. Thank you. Can you share with us?
I will share based on my personal
yes, please, yes.
perspective, not the company perspective.
Yes, please, yes.
Because I feel that it's very subjective. As I told you, in business, they have all different culture and way handling. So for the strength one, is my technical skill, good technical skill. Then the attitude of learning skill in IT, we have to keep on learning on. Even though I've been in IT for 30 years, until now technology come, all this new technology come by, I still have to keep on upgrade my knowledge.
Yes.
I've been keep learning, and I would say myself is a hardworking person, helpful person. In terms of personal characteristic, I have to be very patient. I'm a patient person. That's why I'm so long in IT. You have to be patiently learning and keep updates.
Yes.
On the weakness part, I guess I don't have determination when it comes to the negotiation and bargaining. Most of the time I'm involved at the back end, doing all this technical stuff. When I face the end user or people, all these things, I am not firm enough, and I try not to have a conflict with other people because all these interaction things. That's why I think that could be my weakness. So sometimes if I'm not firm enough, then you affect things that I'm doing. If I say everything yes, then you create the burden for me and my team to do. So that could be my weakness, and also